I know you lost a couple great veteran guys in Sid and Connor, but you've got some guys in the mix. How would you kind of assess where you're at right now in spring practice with the inside guys on the D-line?
You assess where we're at. We still got a lot of work to do. It's the little things, the technique, and trusting your key and reading your key and doing what you're supposed to do.
For a guy like Ravante, I know Coach has kind of mentioned him every once in a while, kind of catching his eye. What have you seen out of a young guy like that in terms of what he's done to develop his game?
When Ravante comes to practice, he comes to practice ready to go every day. He's a 40-hour week, leather glove. He comes to work. That's just who he is. And he knows when he makes a mistake, and he'll tell you the minute he comes and sees you that didn't step wrong, my hand was late. He cares. He cares about his craft.
So what are you specifically working on with him to improve his game, to get him to a high level?
It's coming down to it's still his hands. Get his hands to the fight as fast as he can, and then let the power come through his hips, and because he's so strong. He's had a really good off season, and he's really powerful. So it's technique. It's the finer details now, refining them.
I know Javari a little bit banged up right now, but what have you seen in his development this spring up until this point?
Javari's offseason was really good. I saw more power, more explosive power coming from Javari. And then coming out early before he got hurt, it was just getting pad level down and little things like that, getting to extension and getting the hands in there. But what I just saw physically, where he improved, was just from the weight room, just that explosive strength.
I know you got some young guys that you'd like to work in because you got to have a rotation. Who's kind of stepping up? I know Victor's got some experience playing inside and outside. It sounds like he's inside with you now more full time. I've heard Coach mention Mario Mora a couple times. What are you seeing out of some of these other young guys that you hope step up to the plate?
Well, what I see with Vic's become confident in who he is now. And that's really what it comes down to. You got to know who you are. And when you know who you are, then you can play and don't try to be somebody else. He's had, technically he's doing some really good things, and that's what's fun to see. And then you look at Mario. Mario was able to play really fast before he had that injury because he knew his playbook and he could see things. Mario reminds me of a Chase Appleby. He's got that type of quick twitch. Now it's going to be coming into pressing and anchoring and holding gaps and doing what you're supposed to do. But Mario's doing well, and then you look at, Godbow is continuing to strive to get better every day. And then you got Justice Borton, who gives me everything he's got all the time. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you feel comfortable with the depth and how that's progressing so that you do have a number of guys to go to? We're in practice, what is this, 10, I think?
So, no, I'm never going to feel comfortable with it. You get to fall camp, you're never really going to feel comfortable because they haven't played in games, and it's a different deal. Now, I know games are totally different, and so, no, comfortable-wise, probably not. I'm not going to feel comfortable till probably mid-season, get some vets and keep everyone healthy and go. So I can't get comfortable. That's the number one thing.
Gotcha. So how do you finish out strong with the group that you've got, do you feel?
The finishing out strong is getting better at what they need to get better at each and every day, and it's coming in and emphasizing this is what I want to see. This is the only thing I'm looking at today in practice, and then we're going to move on to the next thing each individually. And it's each one of them coming out to master their craft in their eyes, and it's not an overall picture, but what they need to get better. It's technique, like I said. It's technique and seeing the picture and being able to react to it.